Welcome back to SportsLine as we get into our second half hour here. We're here with you till the top of the hour. Your phone calls always welcome, as we said, 737-7767, getting your NBA Finals predictions. And I also want to know from you, who is the Titans player you're most excited about heading into 2016? Can be a rookie, could be a veteran, can be a free agent. Does not matter. Could be DeMarco Murray, Marcus Mariota. I know there's probably a lot of you out there that would say Derrick Henry. A lot of Alabama fans in this area happy that the Titans selected him. So your thoughts on that, always welcome. Again, don't forget you can tweet us or tweet me at NC5_John Burton. You can also tweet Steve Lehman at NC5_Steve Lehman. And do that. Give us your sports takes for the week because Sunday nights on the Electric Power Company Sunday Sports Central, when we do our takeaways segment, we read viewer takeaways and tweets. So you have a chance to get your tweet read on the air. So do not forget that. At John Burton 32 or at NC5_John Burton for me, at Steve Lehman or at NC5_Steve Lehman for Steve. All right, right now we want to take you back to St. Thomas Sports Park, part 2 of Mike Mularkey's post-practice press conference.
The Buster's coming back from an injury, obviously, and that backfield is more crowded than maybe the one he left last year. How's he done, and how does he fit in now?
He still has a role, very similar. Obviously, you know, he's our punt returner right now, and he's a specialty type of guy. We're going to try to have multiple personnel groupings to have teams work on him. He'll have his role and be featured in what he can do best.
And he looks healthy.
Yeah, he does. He looks very healthy.
You mentioned trying to get Hunter's confidence up a little bit. I wonder if Leedy's a guy like that on the other side of the ball. You're trying to work with him in terms of confidence?
Yeah, that's similar. Yeah, very, very, again, putting him in situations that we know he has struggled playing the ball a little bit, trying to get him more of those types of plays, giving him opportunities to get better. I mean, that's what the offseason's about is really teaching at a slower pace, because once the season's around, you don't have the time to put in like you do now. So we're trying to get a little more hands-on and one-on-one with these guys to work them with their weaknesses.
Does he sort of face a little bit of a tougher task this year with, you know, you got more DBs in?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at it, it's obviously a more competitive because we signed free agents, we drafted guys. It's not like we signed a bunch of college free agents to come in here and compete. There's a lot of good players at that position right now competing.
How's Kalen Reed done with his early work?
Kalen has he stood out to me. He can run all day. You talk about a guy that is always around the ball when the ball's over. I don't care where he was when the play started. He can run, and he doesn't even look like he's winded. He made a great play out here on DGB on an in-cut. Really great awareness and made a big-time play.
You mentioned you met with Hunter this morning. You pulling a couple guys in every day and kind of talking to them that way, or is it just when you feel somebody needs it?
No, when I feel like I'm seeing some things in the building or on tape or in practice. If I feel like something needs to be addressed, we'll talk.
How alarming is that you feel like you still need to do that with Justin?
Well, you know, I'm sure there's guys that are a lot older than he is. I'm probably going to have to do that too as well. Sometimes they got to know where I'm coming from in a comfortable environment where it's not in front of anybody. It's one-on-one. They got to see how important it is to me that he's successful, and we've got really some very good football coaches that coach that position. We are all here on his side, and if there's more we can do for him, so I just want him to know we're here. Come reach out to us if we can do more for him.
Avery Williamson is a guy who took on a leadership role very early in his career. Over the last couple of years, how have you seen that kind of even evolve?
I'm anxious to see how much better Avery will be this year. If he progresses like he did from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3, he is just very steady. You don't hear a lot about Avery. But he makes a lot of plays, makes a lot of tackles, puts us in the right places. He makes all the calls. He does a lot of things good and really doesn't get a lot of credit for it. And I think this year, if he can again take another step forward, they'll be talking about him.
How much do you guys talk to him maybe about that? Sorry, you're going to be the guy. This is how you got to do it.
Not much. It's not necessary to. I think he knows that. I think he now feels part of. We got some older linebackers, older veterans that he feels like he's a part of them.
think your offensive line, no matter which of those three guys wound up at left guard, if it's this combination, it'd be younger game-wise than any line the last 5 years, say, that's ranked top 5 in pass protection or run blocking. Is there such thing as being too young? How do you overcome that, offset it?
I don't think there's. It is what it is. I mean, we're in that position right now. You know, we've got a number of high picks up there working, competing for jobs. I don't know if it's a negative. I think the negative is if you don't have the same 5 over time. I see that more of a negative than the 5 that are up there. If it's 5 young guys and they're there all the time and they're getting to work together and communicate together, then I think they should be all right.
You talked about Dodd last week. I guess he's on the road to recovery. And what do you want him to do here over the next couple
Stay off of his foot. He's supposed to be non-weight bearing. I've seen him in the hallways. He's a little anxious to get back, but really just listen to what the doctors are telling him to do. Stay in the meetings, make sure he's paying attention, especially not being able to be out here right now. He's really got to be attentive in the meetings.
And conversations about play action so often about the quarterback selling. How are the running backs at selling it, and how much of a skill is there to that?
I'm really anal about what happens after the ball is handed off first by the quarterbacks. Am I not, Marcus? Yeah. It's got to look the same. He's got to be a salesman. If he can hold anybody for just a split second, that's huge in this game. And that goes with the backs. I mean, everything's got to look like it's the real deal, even up front. You know, we tell them low hats. We know that they're reading the end man on the line's helmet to see if it's a run. Those guys it's got to look like run. And so we're on them about it a lot.
What's a back that you just need
to sell to bury the fake. A good bury the fake. Where would you hit the hole if you had the ball? You know, nothing's changed, but bury it. Now there's obviously play actions that they're responsible for pickups that they will totally abort the fake and go to the pickup. But if it's a clean bootleg or something, they have run it like it's the run without the ball.
Mike Raffler's got it today.
He's got a stiff back. He wanted to come out. I held him out.
A lot was made about Chance and his option not being picked up before all this started. How has he responded so far?
I think he's trying to do everything we're telling him to do and asking him to do. He is competing. I mean, we're making him cover more than any of these guys have covered in a while after the ball's been thrown, or he's trying to keep up with the rest of these guys. He's trying to do everything we're asking him to do.
I know you mentioned briefly that you might take a look at him at left guard also. Have you guys done any of that?
Not to this date, no. We got enough. We're trying to get some other guys some work there, and that may be on hold for a little bit.
Mike, not to embarrass Marcus in front of him, but anything about his game this year, heading into these OTAs that you noticed that's been a marked improvement to your previous?
I think he's, because there's so much verbiage that's the same with the protections and how we're IDing things. I think we've simplified some things. I think he's more comfortable. I mean, he's much more confident. I think there's been a lot of changes that are going to help him, and I think he's recognized that.
Titans head coach Mike Mularkey meeting with the media after today's OTA practice. The Titans going through their spring drills over at St. Thomas Sports Park, and the new look Titans, obviously a lot of new faces on this football team, but the franchise quarterback remains the same. That, of course, is Marcus Mariota, and you're going to hear what he had to say after today's practice. As we continue here on SportsLine, we'll take a break, come back right after this.